So while I was reading Homo Deus by Yuval Harari, I noticed one thing. The fact that humans are more dominant than animals sounds too obvious because we all take it for granted. Now we humans think that we are actually a more superior life form to animals, even more superior to predators. We justify ourselves as a being more superior to predators. We are not just smarter ones. However, if nothing existed to separating us from being just an animal, then aren't we just local bullies? So how do we justify ourselves? Today I want to answer the question, are we the chosen species? Now the first two things that you will think of is the soul or the mind. Soul believers argue that each of us has a soul. But however, the soul is obviously supernatural, it's not proven yet, so it cannot be included here. The mind is what intrigues us more because mind believers argue that each of us has a mind that allegedly make us feel consciousness and emotions too. However, it's still doubted throughout history. Scientists have not verified this entity. So why? You might discredit scientists for not verifying such a simple thing. However, our brain is consisted of thousands of neurons, and these neurons fire electrical charges, which are physical. And these charges make muscle contract or relax, or glands produce hormones, which explains why emotions are not possible because they're considered a virtual thing. Say you get a high score in a test, the high score does not directly lead you to being happy. You are actually experiencing the effects of hormones such as dopamine or adrenaline or endorphins, and you're also experiencing the contraction or relaxing of muscles that make you act like you're happy. And this point is actually proven because when Benjamin Libet tried to prove the free will, he let volunteers be swiping the left or right button. And he used an electroencephalography to monitor the electrical signals behind the scalp or the skull. He noticed that he can analyze the charges behind the brain, and he can correctly guess the volunteer's option. Even the volunteers do not know that their action is decided milliseconds before they actually record it in their so-called consciousness. So the mind might exist, that's outside of brain science. So the soul or the mind, they're not proven yet. Now, what enabled us to go from stone weapons to guns like we use today, or from straw huts to tall buildings? It's our collaborative skill. We are guided by widely known concepts or rules which explains how we can connect each other so easily like this. And we are also the only species that developed this skill. In a social experiment conducted by the Israel Institution of Science, humans were put into a showdown with ants, where they have to maneuver an object out of a chamber. Surprisingly, the ants won, and it's not because we evolved backward, but it's rather because of the nature of the experiment. People were forced to wear masks and glasses because they are forbidden from any type of communication. Ants, while they are not as smart as us, humans are smart on their own, but just individual humans without organization are not as smart as ants. An ant colony is sometimes called a super organization because of how good they can organize themselves. This experiment emphasizes the importance of efficient organization. We humans wrote a lot of fictions long time ago. We started with languages which are first invented in caves by our ancestors, and then we invented religions or myths. Over time, the weaker fictions are replaced by the stronger ones and are believed by more and more people. What are the similarities between nations, money, or political systems? There are very strong concepts that are believed by many people, which is exactly why it makes them so strong. Animals, on the other hand, stop at just herds or groups, and interaction between these herds or groups consistent of fighting and despising for resources. Humans, in contrast, illegalize homicide and develop complex trading systems. So for now, we humans are the ones who are running the world. However, according to Yuval in Homo Deus, in the future, a useless class will be given birth to, and the world will now be run by The upgraded group would consist of upgraded human using biotechnology or superintelligence even. While this sounds insane, AI is already doing industrial work. About 85 million workers have been released by last year. And it's also on the brink of deleting the office works as well, because imagine an AI doctor can remember a patient's religion and interaction, past medications, allergies, genomes, medical records, and also analyze the latest scientific discoveries far better than a flesh and blood doctor. We humans like to think that AI will never surpass us in uniquely human subjects such as chess or art, but it's also have already done so. Even though the perfecting and development of these entities will take a very long time and money as well. Once manufactured, will profit a lot and also deleting a lot of jobs as well. In conclusion, it's unclear when will AI cross the line being just an industrial worker and be a functional doctor or lawyer. And of course, laws and regulation will prevent AI from taking all the jobs from our hands. However, we should still continue the development and monitoring of these AI creatures so that one day, we humans and AI can live together with perfect harmony. Thank you for listening.